Hi, this is Edith, Educational Technologist at Oregon Tech, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create your own Prezi. As I've mentioned in other videos, this one is actually one I've created myself. Let's go ahead and go into edit so you can kind of see what it looks like. And, you can change color schemes. You can do all kinds of things. You can bring in pictures. One of the things that I do want to recommend, just keep it as basic as possible, minimal, too much animation, too much color, too much noise will make your presentation not quite as impactful as you perhaps may want. And as you can see, this is the Microsoft Office Programs OneDrive presentation. And it looks very, very bare. It is very bare bones. But this is an example of a presentation that I actually had to do for a class based on Prezi presentations and how to provide a very basic, minimal, but impactful presentation. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing in the world. I've seen better, but just so that you kind of get an idea, because this has a little bit of everything in it, including a video, some graphics, my path, where I can change my path. And you can see I've only got 9 slides here. This is perfect for a program like this, just because I'm covering a small topic. You don't want to have a presentation that has 25 slides in it. If it's something that you're just talking about, a basic information, that's going overkill. Again, if you haven't seen the videos for avoiding death by PowerPoint, I really do suggest that you view them. They're in my PowerPoint presentation. You can also find them on YouTube. Just type in avoid death by PowerPoint. There's some people that do talk about it, clearly, and explain why you want to avoid that. So anyway, this is just the basic program. You can see that it just nothing really a lot going in here. I have our basic information of where I'm at, what I'm going to be discussing, and then my topics here. So and I can scroll in and out. And I have mentioned in other videos that if you scroll in and you lost where you're going, you can either click home and that will take you straight back to the screen, or you could just go to your whichever slide you want, and it'll just bring it up for you. You can see I have this bracket here. If you look at it, let's look at it here. So you can see that little bracket right there. It's an extra frame that I put in, so I know it's gonna go right onto that from here because it's number 3. This is number 2. You can't really see it right there, but it is. I can include an invisible frame, and if I do that, that also creates a new slide for me. But I can also change the frame size style. So perhaps I want a circle. So now when I go to 2, which I'm at already, I can go to 3, and then if I go to 4, you're going to see that little circle come up. So that's how you can add more slides as well. But let's go ahead and exit out of this one. And that's going to stay there until I take it out, which I'll do eventually. So, and then, of course, you can do your presentation. But I'm going to go ahead and close this and go back here. So I'm going to create a new Prezi. And it does take a few seconds for it to load. So just a little bit of patience. You can see the little lines going. There we go. Almost there. Okay. So I'm going to get this here. I can choose any of these Prezis. They give you some Prezis to select from, which is very nice. Those are outside of the Prezi templates website that I had shown in the previous video. So you can actually select one of these, or you can start a blank Prezi, which is what I'm going to do right here. So it kind of gives you this basic screen. And if I go into customize, I can actually choose a color theme, whichever one I feel is the best for whatever I'm presenting. I also have my own created theme, which is my OIT theme, which is the blue on yellow. But, if you like something different, you want to use something different, you have all of these options of colors here. And then I can continue adding. So if I go into insert and add layouts, I have all of these other type of layouts that I can add. So I can say I want this one here. And so this is going to be my main screen. And then I can add as many of these frames as I want. I can also change it here, make it a bracket here, and drag these in here as well. And that's going to also create another slide for me. So I think this is the easier way to do it, but you may choose to do it this way because you want a circle with with a picture, or you want a rectangle with other pictures. So these are gonna, if I do a presentation at this point, so let's go ahead and present. I'm gonna start from beginning one. You're gonna add your text in a little bit, but this is what it's gonna look like to begin with, and then it's gonna start growing into the other pages that we created. And I always do a present as I'm going along, just to get an idea of what this is going to look like. You do have a settings button here, so you can do an autoplay. This is your full screen, so if you want to, instead of doing escape from full screen, you can do it right here. You can also click on home. That'll bring you back to the home page of the presentation. It's not going to bring you back to the editing. What will bring you back to the edit is right here. So you can go in here, and then you can click and add text, and you have different type of text. You got title, you got subtitle, and you got body. And I don't know if you notice, as I'm clicking, the color will change to reflect what it looks like and tell you what the font is as well. So you can also change the fonts. So you can see it's Algria, that's italicized, and then Algria, that is not italicized, and then the title has the bold. So let's put in here just OIT Prezi for real quick. So I can actually highlight this. I can change it to the red. I can change it to the body. You see the different styles. I can increase the font or decrease the font, increase the font. I can move it back and forth. I can also change the background color if I choose to. I can add a bullet, I can center a line, I can indent. So you have the same kind of options that are available in other programs. And we'll turn that off right now. So I can also change the font. If I don't like this font, it does give me some other fonts that I can play with. And you kind of get an idea of what they're going to look like when you pick it, and they give you the preview here, which is kind of nice. Looks like most of these are sans serif, which is good, because as I've mentioned, I don't know how many times that you're probably getting tired of it. Easier for most people to read. Okay, so that's why I'm going to just keep stressing the sans serif. But anyway, your choice. Just depends on how you want it to look. And then you can see I also have some more text here, so I can keep adding text. If I want to add text here, all I have to do is click on it. So let's go ahead and go in there. If I click here, it'll automatically give me the text. And again, I can add anything I want, but this is your choice. You can do so many things with these with this tool. Again, you can do the YouTube video, your favorites. Let's see if favorites pop up. So you can see that I actually have my video that I wanted, that now I can have it in there, and there's the YouTube video that I thought was amazing to put in my favorites. So you still have those same options available. Or, as I mentioned in another video, perhaps I want to include all my PowerPoints. So, let me go ahead and say I really don't want all of this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here because I'm not happy with the way it looked, and I'm going to start over again. So I can go ahead and create a new Prezi, and this does save on its own, although it does have a save box. Let's go ahead and get in there first before I get started. Okay, so if I go ahead and do a blank Prezi and say I just want it to be invisible, I don't even want it to show up as a circle, maybe I want this to be invisible instead. You're not allowing me. Here we go. I want to change the frame type. So I can move it to invisible. I can remove the frame. And I still have the ability to get in there. And then I can create my own documentation. You know, I can add as many frames as I want. But if I'm going to import a PowerPoint, which might be fun, so I'm going to go ahead and just move these around here. And you want to make sure, of course, that you're doing it in order of your PowerPoint. So so let's go ahead and customize. I want, perhaps I want, let's go with coffee. And so, well, it's got a white background, so we won't see much in there. I really kind of want to just show it with a background because it kind of makes it a little bit more, you understand it a little bit better, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go ahead and insert a PowerPoint. Let's go ahead and say open. Okay, and this is, of course, going to take a few seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick. Okay, thankfully it's a really small file, so that's good. So I can actually go ahead and zoom into one of these, and I'm going to just drag and drop this in here. And I can make it as big and small as I want. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. I keep dragging and dropping it in the wrong place, sorry. And I can make it bigger again. And let's go ahead and go in here. And why it's doing a duplicate, I don't know. Perhaps because it's going to grow. Well, let's see what it looks like when I present. So let's go ahead and hit present. And that's why I say, you know, you can present as many times as you want. It doesn't really matter. So you can see I'm starting from the very beginning here. And so I'm going to go here. And now I see my three screens. So basically what the two were was it's showing it and then it's growing into it. So that's why I had two different ones. And that's why I like to double check and see what the reason may be why this happened. So, but as you can see, so it's small and then it's going to grow into it some more and give you more of a full screen there. So that's how you would embed your PowerPoints. And, you know, and then again, it's a little bit more engaging. I mean, I can play around with this all I want and create a nice PowerPoint presentation and use Prezi together to create a really engaging PowerPoint. So that is how you would do a PowerPoint from scratch. If you want to customize your own color scheme, you can go into Advanced. And this will show you kind of what it would look like. So you can actually pick the colors. Just say I want to edit, you know, something here. Go in. The wizard is the best one. Say we don't want to do a 3D background, but I want to do fonts and colors. So I can actually pick the default colors if I choose to do that. And let's just do that and then go to next. And then I can choose the circle frame. Maybe I want it to be yellow. And you can see right here, it's going to show you what it looks like. Okay. And I want the square brackets to be pink. And I want the lines and arrows to be that color. And I want the marker to be this color. Okay. And then I can say done. And I'm going to say save current theme, and then I can save it as anything I want. Well, it saves it for me. It doesn't give me a choice. So it'll say my theme 4. This is my theme 3. I probably deleted my other two themes that I created beforehand. So now I have this theme that I can use instead. And then again, if I want to edit it, I don't like the background being this color. You can actually change it with... one place you can go is go to RGB color picker, and we'll give you the colors. Usually the color picker is the one I go to. It'll actually give you the RGB colors here, RGB here. So if I say want a different color background, maybe I want it to be yellow-ish, and I like this one here. It will give me these numbers here, so I can do 212, 210, and 144. And the one thing I have found is that the colors aren't really suggestive of what they look like on the color picker. What did we say? 241, 210. See, I'm already going all the way off. Let's do 14. That's fine. And then I can do 144. Okay. So it's not going to look exactly the same as what the color you picked here. You know, I can go back here and do 210, but it gives you a relatively close color to what you've picked. You know, I could also pick this one and say I really like this color, so we can do 212, 144. So 212, 144. And what's nice is it gives you the complementary colors that go along with it, which I think is very useful because it helps look a little bit better on the screen as far as you know, so they mesh together very nicely. You can also change you know, the type of color scheme. So you can see here, if you go here, you can see color combinations by clicking on a link besides generate color scheme. You can also visit the color chart. So there is a, let's see what happens here. Well, I don't see generate color scheme, but normally you can pick, you know, I want monochrome, I want oh, here they are. See, right here. Complementary triad, so you can get the three colors that look best together. I can't read that, tetrade. So that's the 4. You have the complementary, which is, this is on opposite ends of the spectrum. Analogical. So these are just nice ways to get the colors that you might want in your scheme. And there's the none. It does not have the monochrome, but that's because it's just basic black and white, and that's just the easiest thing. So if I want to put in the complementary color here of green, you know, say maybe I want to make the circle frame to be more complementary, so I could put in the 144. Oops. 144, whoops, backspace, 144, 212. So you can see the numbers are pretty close, and 176 in the scheme. Okay, so now you can see, like I said, you can barely tell that it's different there. So it is really neat. I really do like this. So let's put this here as 144, 146, and 212. 212. So there you go. There's that purple that that it's suggesting that it would look good with that. So now if I say done and I choose my color scheme again, you can save it, and now I have that color scheme. And so I still have the one that I created earlier with the brown. I can play with all of these and change all the backgrounds if I choose to do that. So that is how you would set up different colors, how you can bring in a PowerPoint, how you can add frames. And again, questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, please feel free to contact me. I am getting very good at Prezi presentations, and I would love to share my knowledge. My extension, or my email, is edith.warden@oit.edu, extension 51730. And you can find me in the Skype directory, Edith Warden, and I would be glad to video chat with you. I am with you, or come to your office, or you come to my office, and we can sit down and play with this. Thank you, and have a great day.